Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, with our main topic today. We're discussing today the participation of President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi in the second coordination summit that took place between the African Union and the regional economic communities via video conference. And to shed more light on this, we have the pleasure to host today Dr. Abdullah Kajama, the African Youth Ambassador. Welcome, Mr. Kajama. Well, Mr. Kajama, what is the importance of the participation of President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi, or the significance of his participation in this summit, after having, of course, representing Egypt as the President of Egypt, and also after having the experience of chairing the African Union?
Yeah, hello, good morning.
Good morning to you, sir.
Yeah, please, I want you just to permit me just some seconds to say a happy Eid Maulud to all
Thank you
Muslims.
very much.
Ummah. May Allah give us the wisdom to follow the footprint of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Peace be upon him.
Yeah, peace of Allah be upon him. Yeah, I think the President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi, you said, is Egyptian, of course, president, and before last year he was the African Union.
Yes.
Yeah, chairperson.
Before South Africa.
Yeah,
yes.
Before South Africa. And I think for he used, or last year he consumed, or he knows all what is going on in the African Union, and that means that for him to attend, or for him to speak on what is going on now in the regional, or what they call it, economic communities. I think the regional economic communities, if we throw back, we'll see that in 1980, the beginning of the idea of regional economic communities in Lagos in 1980, and 1991 in Abuja, Nigeria. And after that, I think the African Union since 2000, since the establishment of African Union, the African Union has the icon of what do you call it, the economic in Africa. Yes. How can the people of Africa benefit from what we have, the good natural resources that we have in Africa, the free trade, what do you call it, in Africa, for Africans to benefit from what they have. And I think on 22nd, I think some days back, he attended. It's supposed to be in the, South Africa, but you know, the Corona, this thing makes it to be just a video conference. And I think President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi shows some importance and some points that show the concern of Egyptians to African, what do you call it, ideas, or to welcome all the Africans' ideas for our presidents to make Africa great, and to make Africans benefits, like what I said before, benefits from what we have in Africa. Yeah.
Yes. So before I go on with my questions concerning the youth, I would like also, since we're speaking about President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi, when President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi became the chairperson of the African Union, one of his early or first statements, he said that the future of trade in the world is inside Africa.
Africa, of course.
So how do
free
we see
trade
this
issue? I think if we want to discuss on personally the President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi, I think we need to throw back a little, and Egypt before the chairperson of African Union, and at the time of this 1 year, what the President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi achieved in Africa, or the benefits African Union got from the chairperson of our great President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi. And you will see, let us see after that, what I'm afraid of, after this 1 year, 2019, of presidency of Abdul Fattah al-Sisi to African Union, Egypt will just disappear from African Union. But
no,
of course,
yeah,
but
yes.
of course, what we see shows that Egypt
is keen.
Yeah, Egypt has that intention. What do you call it? To continue with the relationship or good relationship
and coordination
with African Union.
Yes.
I think many things happened before Egypt to be the chairperson of African Union, and I think the President Abdel Fattah Sisi, since I am saying this always, since his first day in office as a president of Egypt, Africa always he's repeating Africa.
Yes.
And for I think for a president to be a great country like Egypt, for a president to have that intention of, or what do you call it, to be in Africa, or to always repeat Africa, Africa, Africa in all his what do you call it, in his activities.
Yes.
If we throw back again on 2018 World Youth Forum, we have some discussions with President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, and at that time he talked on this free trade, what do you call it, in Africa, for us to develop and to get benefits of Africans. Africa benefits from Africa, not from other countries or from other, what do you call it, places in the world. And I think that the African Union saw this intention and have the cool of mind that President Abdel Fattah Sisi will do many in this 1 year of chairperson of African Union, and really he did. I think last year in Niger, the first summit of African Union with collaboration with regional economic communities, and President Abdel Fattah Sisi, at that time he's the chairperson. I think they discussed on many issues. We have the issue of how to have good planning for Africa, trade, what do you call it, free trade, economic rising of Africa. And they talk about refugees and all these issues. And I think the agenda of African Union 2063 and the agenda of Egypt 2020, I think 2023, all this, if we see all these issues, we'll know that Egypt is moving with African Union, what do you call it, in the same way. And all agenda of African Union, Egypt try to work with it and try to make it reality. Because always the youth are saying that we have many agendas, but they are dream, not reality. But Egypt shows us that really some agendas of African Union or Africans, Egypt are making it to become reality under the leadership of the great leader Abdel Fattah al-Sisi.
Yeah. So concerning youth, Mr. Kajama, in your point of view, what has Egypt presented to the African youth in the fields of education, training, and also developing skills?
Yeah, if we see Egypt, the youth in Egypt, the Egyptian youth, always I'm saying to my friends, my Egyptian friends, that you are lucky to have this great person as your president, because really President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, he took the youth along in all his activities. I think if you see, we have the first time in Egypt to have that Egyptian Youth Forum.
Yes,
which,
the conferences.
The conferences. Which
that's a very important point, which we would like to shed more light about the conferences, the youth conferences.
Of course, which they used to be in different states. From this time you said in Cairo, next time in Alexandria,
in Aswan.
That showed that after that, with just 2 to 3 years, then Egyptian youth just called a conference or a World Youth Forum, in which all world youths came here to Egypt.
And so how do you see the importance or the significance of these youth forums?
The youth forum I attended, and the president stay with us at Sharm el-Sheikh that time 5
You
days.
were participating or a speaker?
No, I'm participating, but I have some speech.
Yes.
Just on it. And
in the committees.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, and I think always as a youth ambassador here in Egypt and as a youth leader, always if I saw youth doing good things, that makes me to be happy. And if I see any youth doing something bad, if we throw back to see in the religion, you will see that youth, the Creator Allah indicates youth as power.
Yes.
As power. If we see in life, Allah in the Holy Quran said, "Min ba'di dha'fin quwwa." That means that the youth min ba'di khalaqakum min ba'di dha'fin quwwatan wa min ba'di quwwatin dha'fan wa shayba.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, that means that youths are power.
Yes.
Yeah, Allah creates youth as power to all what you call it communities.
Yes.
That means that if we see Africa, you will see that many Africans youth become, I think, 50 to or 40 something % of Africans are youth. That means if our president or follow the way of Egyptian presidents in collaboration with youths, call them, let them speak.
Yes.
Let them use this
exchange point of views.
Use this good, what you call,
get to know each other.
Yeah, this power of youth. If you didn't use it in a good way, then they will use it in bad way.
Yes, yes,
yeah, of course.
yes. So, Mr. Kajama, concerning the youth forums that were inaugurated and under the auspices of President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, and also with his participation, how do you see the outcome of these youth forums and its role in boosting the African relations?
Really. If we see the outcomes is even the people moving in the streets know the outcomes. And they started just some youths with the president. What we call it, conference. After that, they start moving from one state to another. After that, they called the world youth to come and gather together to show concern and to use the ideas. And President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi used to give us space to discuss, to show our idea, to say what we want to say freely. And after that, the government will try to took some they took some ideas and they use it.
Yes.
After that, we see Egyptian youth in these 3 years, they are not the way they are before.
Yes.
Because of the government show concern to us. And always I'm calling to our great leaders in Africa to do the same. Let us call the youth. Let them use the wisdom of the youth. Let them use this power of youth and what youth has for them to boost the living of women in Africa. And always I am saying that Africa is great with the youth. If you neglect youths in Africa, that means Africa will totally
the future
damage.
Of the continent.
They are the future of Africa, and they are future of the country, and they are future of everything in life.
Yes. Sir, how do you evaluate President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi's keenness on youth empowering? Empowering youth.
Yeah, I think Egyptians used to have some models in some universities like Cairo University, etc. We have the leadership, the presidential leadership youth program.
Yes.
I think they used to call youth from Africa and to have some training.
Yeah.
They train youths in leadership program, and they gave some scholarships to youths to come here, have the opportunity to come here to Egypt and try to use this scholarship in order to gain knowledge from Egypt and to have the collaboration and exchange of ideas with the Egyptian youth. And this show or used to be very important in exchanging of culture from Egyptian culture to African different cultures to be together and make Africa great always. Yeah.
Yes. So also, sir, how do you see President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi's keenness or of the Egyptian leadership in communicating with the youth from all around the world and building bridges of connection between Egyptian youth and African youth and
world
youth of the world?
Yeah, I think there is one good, what do you call it, issue with President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi when he attended a conference or he sat down with some, what do you call it, Egyptian communities. I think when he read some official speeches, the speech, he used to leave the official speech aside,
yes,
and talk with the language of people,
yes,
and come down to the level of the communities.
Yes.
For him to, I think in this corona something COVID-19 pandemic, the Abdel Fattah al-Sisi used to go around,
yes,
with the, and show some concerns with some communities of
yes,
Egypt. I think a leader supposed to be like that. A leader supposed if you are a leader, you are not supposed to laugh when your people are crying.
yes,
I think you need to have that concerns to
yes,
your community, to your people, and you will sacrifice. Leadership means sacrifice. And I think President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, he sacrificed to give his time and his power and all what he has to his community for them to be a great country. Yeah.
Yes. So you've just mentioned, sir, the coronavirus. So what could you tell us more about the role of Egypt and the African Union in facing the challenge of the coronavirus?
I think the second summit last some days back, they discussed on, if we see the agenda of African Union 2020 is the silencing of gun in Africa.
Yes.
But I think automatically the COVID-19, what do you call it, pandemic, just totally make all things to become silent.
Yes.
And the presidents of Africa, they have that video conference to discuss on the role of African Union and the fundraising of African Union countries that to help the Africans for this COVID-19 pandemic, how to what do you call it, try to lower the damages of COVID-19 pandemic. And I think they discussed many, and President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi also helped as Egyptian. They helped with some medical issues to some countries of Africa. I think about 30 countries of Africa. They send some what do you call it, equipment of medical assistance to African countries, and they discuss together to see how they silence or how they manage all this COVID-19 what do you call it, pandemic. And I think they discuss again on the coming back of COVID-19 this thing, and all these issues show that our African countries, our leaders has concern with us. They're concerned with their communities. All African Union leaders, all of them, they have that concern to their community, and has that what do you call it, the wisdom and the power to help their communities. But what we are calling as youth, we are calling our leaders to give us space, to give the youth, what do you call it, space for them to say what they have, and let them take youth along. I doesn't mean that a president must take about thousands of youth to make them in, but at least in a state or in what do you call it, in each country, let some youths show themselves in the government, for us to have that collaboration, and our leaders, our fathers will bring the idea, and we, the youth, with our power, will use that idea to build the country. I think Africa will be great.
Sir, at the start of our discussion, you've mentioned the free trade agreement. So What is the importance of activating the free trade agreement in the continent in order to boost the economic cooperation among the African countries?
If we see Africa, always we have everything.
Yes.
And we miss, I will say everything. All.
What?
Yeah, it's something. You will see that Africa has natural resources. What do you call it? Farming. All these issues. We have many good natural resources, etc. But if we see the what do you call it? What we have, and who is benefiting with what we have, then you will see that the equation is not balanced. You will see that African has, what do you call it, like Nigeria is this, I think seventh country in crude oil or petrol. You will see that you will see how this Egyptian, I think in what do you call it, this many issues in Sudan, in etc. We have this famine, rainfall, all these issues. We have many. God bless us with many things, but you will see that who is benefiting from it? You will see that another country. And you will see always African youths. We are finishing. We are graduating from universities. We don't have work. We are talking about millions of African youths that are just staying in a street with higher degree certificates, with good, what do you call it, certificates, and they learn, they have the wisdom, they have everything, but no work. Then that will show us that free trade movements in Africa, that will create jobs to African youths. And I think President Abdul Fattah Sisi insists in this issue. Always, if we attend in the conferences that I attended with Abdul Fattah Sisi, you will see that he's discussing, especially in free trade. And I think Egypt, in about 2 years back, they held the first and second free trade conference in Sharm el-Sheikh. I think this shows us that free trade means free movement. For me to go to Sudan, I need, for example, visa. I need, what do you call it, many issues. But if we have free trade, that will make free movement, will make free everything, and I will get all what I want in Africa.
I thank you very much for your time and for your valuable information, Mr. Abdullah Kajama, African Youth Ambassador. Thank you very much, sir, for joining us today. Well, with this, my dear viewers, we come to the end of this episode of our program, Breakfast Show. I hope you enjoy being with us. I'm Amal Mukhtar. Thank you for watching.